Start streaming.
Oh, motherfucker. That was a short.
Great. Great way to start.
Oh, jeez, I got freaking like almost electrocuted there with the spark, the static zap.
Oh, it's so dry
Oh,
again in there.
oh yeah, and I didn't refill the humidifier, so there I go. And dude, I honestly I could see the arc going between the power supply thing and my what is it, the ring finger. One of those that like jolts your entire hand. Yeah, buddy. So that's what's up. So yeah, finished the pickup and drop off the Avant. Had to park it in between the drop off. I had to go back to my house because I forgot those fucking set screws
Oh, yeah.
to tie up the speakers. So took it all apart in the van, put the screws back in it, or set it all up, packed it back all, and drove it in. So I lost like 25, 30 minutes doing that. I would have been here earlier, but that's just too bad.
Okay.
That's too bad. Let's go to Twitchies and see how long my computer lasts this time around. But I'm streaming off my phone, so you don't have to worry about me dropping. It's just, I'm just going to look at it like, fudge, I just lost my screen again. Because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, you need to get a new laptop at some point.
I am going after we're done this podcast, dude. I am actually fucking decided. Yesterday I spent a cigar over browsing what I want to get. And I had decided that I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna be now just on the. I'm gonna be on the same bandwagon with Eric with the fucking gold, because I am going for the Spectre HP Spectre 360, the 15-inch, but it's only in black and freaking like rose goldish, whatever color. Fudge! I just realized that I had forgotten my soda glass right across the counter where I cannot reach it anymore.
Yeah, go for it.
It looks so good from where it is. So
Why don't you just go get that?
All right, I'm gonna go hop in and be right back.
Everybody, as per usual, you get about 10 minutes on the YouTubes, and then we'll switch over to Twitch exclusively.
All right. You got a picture of my messy office. It's getting emptier. I think this week I'm going to move all the BNO, non-essential BNO. Let's call it that. Non-essential BNO is going to be moved out of my office into Steve's locker, which is a bunch of freaking Lab 3s. Both of those BeoCenter 2s I'm going to move out before I drop some more shit on them and dent them harder.
Yeah, and then they're worth nothing.
Yeah, they're worth nothing anyways, but I'm keeping one of them, the one that is closest to the window. That's the one that I freaking dropped my... what the heck was it? Nail clippers. They fell out of my pocket. I was leaning over.
Why did you carry those with you?
So I was fucking clipping my nails, and I just like walked out to close the window because it was really, really windy, and it was sucking the blinds in and shit, right? So I just walked in, and I'm like, I should put this down, and I didn't, and it fucking fell out of my hand, and it went right into the freaking like it just dented the fuck out of it. So whatever is what it is, but that's the one that is actually unlocked region free. My buddy did. He's got the special room BeoForest actually for it. That you do, I think it's about 30 or 40 code or keys that you put in, and it unlocks the region free for the BeoCenter 2. So I can watch my one Depeche Mode DVD that I had bought on eBay from UK, and I also can watch a few, a lot of the movies from when I grew up on as a child, obviously. Like the traditional stuff that, like every country has their, like their own production for like, I guess, I don't know, but that's back in the communism, like all these shit that I would watch. But most of it now is like, I think politically incorrect too. So.
Probably just about everything from before the 2015s is.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I was thinking of selling the Lab ones, but I decided not to.
Yeah, they're too nice.
They are too nice. So right now, like I have the TV back, so where those Lego boxes are, those are no longer there now. It's just I got a V1 back in it, so now the speakers are back and active. They can play, and I'm just hoping and waiting for this string system shelf system. Basically, what you're looking at. I ordered a couple more for the other side of the wall since I'm staying here for a bit more longer. And I'm gonna put all the white Lego on that because that's where the sun doesn't shine, so it doesn't yellow my bricks. Fucking like that. So
the joys of being into something.
No, I just it's very bright in Calgary. Always sunny. Always sunny. So it's better off to have. That's why I always have the blinds down, unless the sun goes past. Like now, it's almost okay. Well, now it would be okay already to pull it up, and then I don't have any sun going onto my speakers.
Yeah, but you probably sort of get used to the not extremely bright conditions. I mean, do you ever really open them like all the way, like pull on the cord, or?
Every day. Oh yeah, like as soon as the sun goes, so it's not like none of my B&O is exposed to direct sunlight and furniture is not exposed to direct sunlight. Fucking blinds go up, man. Now that because Brendan has sent me the link to that same shit that Henrik was talking about regarding the gateway. I'm really going to look into that because if it bypasses me, it's not that I'm cheap, but I don't need to pay chemo 110 or 120 US dollars a year to be able to fucking do anything to with my gateway because of the through Google, right? That's basically what it is. And more and more I'm looking at it, the limitations of the Google are becoming far more severe than anybody actually realizes that are tying these into the gateway systems, because you do start running out of fucking phrases for these machines to be told things, to do certain things in macros, because most of these, like I can't say set evening lights because it says, oh, this device has not been set up yet. I'm like, what do you mean it hasn't been set up? Like, you're just supposed to forward that to IFTTT and not ask any goddamn questions.
So where do you think that goes wrong then?
It goes wrong with the fact that it thinks that I should have the Philips Hue light set up to like evening lights, right?
Yeah.
And then it triggers just fucking 8 LED strips or whatever, all the hue. And I'm like, what about the Lutron, bitch? What about the rest of the house and stuff,
But surely it knows that is all there, right?
No, it doesn't, because it doesn't. What it does basically just shoots that command directly into the, like, IFTTT picks up that this was set on Google Assistant, basically.
Okay.
And if that is set on Google Assistant, then it executes that command or macro. But if I say, hey, fuckface, I'm leaving the house, right?
Yeah.
Or I'm out of here, like I had those presets, it just says, goodbye, Willie. No, bitch, you're supposed to shut the house down because the IFTT, she doesn't pass the command to IFTTT anymore.
So there's a problem with IFTTT and Google then now.
Well, I think the problem is that the Google is starting to reserve more and more phrases that you can say to it to do shit in your house with automation, right? Directly, like through Chromecast,
through Google.
Yeah, through Googly deals, yeah. Where I don't do that, right? Like everything is, yes, there is command are shot through, basically are voiced into the Google, and from there they're just supposed to be a trigger point. And that, if that sees that, then Gateway sees that command come through, and everything does what it needs to get done because the Gateway actually sets those commands. So if I do like evening or whatever, or like TV lights, then the TV lights are only in the Gateway. So the Gateway actually kills off everything in a certain sequence.
Yeah.
But now I can't tell TV lights because it says, oh, the TV hasn't been set up. What the you talking about again? Like, what do you mean TV hasn't been set up? I'm looking at it, man. Like, come on. Like, you shouldn't be doing this. And that's, where that pain in the ass with the automation is becoming more and more relevant.
Yeah, maybe it's also a bit of a hint that Google's going to make a home, like a home automation box of some sort.
But isn't that already a Google Assistant or that little goofy ass screen they got?
Yeah, but like a full one, where like you have that whole command structure just plugged in.
Well, it's got a Masterlink port now.
No, not like that, but like for all the IFTTT, IKEA, Hue, that sort of nonsense.
Yeah, but still. There's nothing wrong with the gateway other than the fact that it doesn't work through voice commanding anymore, as it used to. Everything is fine otherwise, because everything fires exactly as it always does, because it's macroed into the gateway. It's hard-coded commands. Like, that's just what happens. So.
It's yeah, I guess that's the most annoying thing about a Google Home voice thing, is that you cannot not do the updates. Like with just about any other software, you can decide whether you want to run the update or not. With this...
Oh, yeah, I could just say piss off with my... on the gateway, you don't have to.
Yeah. But with this, there's so much data going back and forth and needs to be analyzed that if one side is out of sync with the other, it just doesn't work anymore. And that's mostly the Google servers. If they change something on the back end, your Google Home has to be changed as well.
I don't think it's the Google Home that needs to be changed. I think that they're just hijacking certain commands for their own infrastructure, dude. That's all it is.
Well, yeah, maybe try Siri next time. Get a HomePod Mini.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, I'd rather give the money to a homeless guy than doing that.
I mean, maybe then you have a reason to buy an iPhone again.
Well, I've never had an iPhone, actually. I've never owned an iPhone. And since it ever came out, I've never owned an iPhone.
Because of your hatred of people called Steve?
No, I just had a LG, some sort of a slider, like it was a full metal phone. And then I bought Serene. Because that came out, and I didn't give a shit about iPhone and the emails and all that. I quite honestly didn't want a phone like that because I wanted to escape from the emails, because at the time I was working in the architectural firm. I was dealing with the city, so I had emails just machine gunning into my inbox. So that's what it would have been, just going off all the time. But
Shakozi asks, can you let me know how to connect the BeoCenter 2 to my Eclipse? Don't you have to... Like, it depends on which BeoCenter 2 if it has HDMI out, right?
There is no BeoCenter 2 with HDMI out. The only way you can...
they stopped before honestly, that?
Oh, yeah. This has a SCART cable out. But I don't think... Do you have a mini DIN, that 9-pin AV connector on the back? I don't think there is... There is no way for Eclipse anymore. Like, all the new TVs don't have... Avant was the last one that had... the 9-pin DIN connector, the mini DIN, which is on the actual video board, and you pipe into that, and then you can buy a cable, I think, in up to 10 meters long or whatever, 5 meters long from B&O. I'd rather have it from Steve because it works better, or you can have custom length. But then you can plug in the SCART cable into the...
oh, you have SCART converters to HDMI.
Oh, word. Then yeah, you can do it like that.
So you
need none of those really.
Yeah, obviously it'll be off and on, and it'll depend on how good the actual bloody converter is, and if it overheats or.
Yeah, I found when we've done that in the shop, because we had some designs of systems were not really design of systems. It was just a poor thought, but executed because the money was there and thrown at it back in the oil times. So we've gone through a whole bunch of that kind of shit, man. Like these converters, but I'm talking like Avant, and a BeoVision 5. I'm talking like old Avant and BeoVision 5s, like the old analog ass TVs, where like how do you dumb it down from HDMI outputs, right? Because shit started coming out with HDMI cables, and people I just bought a $20,000 TV, then now this is coming out like these new plugs and shit right now.
Yeah.
So digital, like what the hell, right? So you end up buying crazy converters for clients, and like Amazon, whatever. Like you research wherever the fuck you can get your hands on to do it, and then what's it called? And then
You hope it keeps on working.
and you come in there, fingers crossed, toes crossed, everything, legs crossed, and does it work? Doesn't it work?
I would, unless you, Shakozy, unless you mean it for audio only, then a BeoCenter 2 does have line out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So if it's for audio only, go line out to line in, and that should work.
Yeah, you just need an RCA red and white into a 3mm jack on the back of the TV.
Again, Steve has plenty of those.
Shit. Yeah. Eclipse doesn't have shit for analog. That's the only analog connection that you got. And I think that also doubles as an optical input, right?
Yes, it does.
So
same on BeoSound 1 and 2. And
yeah, if you want to do it that way, then hook up SPDIF to optical converter from the BeoCenter 2 into the Eclipse, and then you actually get the digital feed. So if it's surround, then with limitation, of course, you would get surround sound for your DVDs, and then pull it off the HDMI. But the HDMI to SCART converter would carry all of that shit in it anyways.
Yeah.
It's just how good is the converter and what it does with the sound. If it strips it down to 2 channels only, right? Because it only may pull out the left and right instead of the SPDIF that is coming in with it. So there are a little bit of chances there to see what things you may run into. Let me also put this to don't bother.
Plus, it's another power plug that you need. It's unfortunate. You're almost like I understand the BeoCenter 2 is bloody beautiful, but you're almost better off either using that as a standalone music system, or just getting one of the newer Panasonics and stick that on the back of your Eclipse.
Yeah, because it's hard to tie it in with Eclipse because there's really no link radio commands and shit.
Also, there's no pack control for B&O's own things.
No, and also you can't upload them with USBs like you were able to do it with the Avant. So yeah, then
then every honestly, time you watch a DVD, you have to switch your Beo Remote 1 to IR mode.
Yeah, you'd have to go to like video mode or whatever, or audio mode. I don't know. I honestly would not bother. For the Eclipse, that's way too far gone now as far as digital is concerned to be tying in such a relic and an analog of a system.
Yeah, if you want to use it for CDs, that's fine. But
even for the CDs, I would still just tie it in with an SPDIF cable directly, just for just straight stereo. That's it. Or line in, whatever. It's even cheaper and easier.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't, BeoCenter 2 is nice, but it's quite honestly just leave it unplugged and put it on a shelf. It looks cool.
Yeah, or unless you have a second room like you do, just attach it to some speakers and use it that way as a standalone unit.
No, I wouldn't do that because then it's unlinkable, right? Then I'll have delays and shit into my network link. So these serve no purpose. One of them is I'm just gonna look at it and see if it works properly, and the other one I have a set of leafs that I'm gonna replace, those dented ones, and I'm keeping that one for my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Because she wants to watch DVDs every now and then.
Yeah, and with the BV7, that's old enough that it works.
It works perfectly with the BV7s. So yeah. SCART to HDMI, yeah. So there you go. You got a whole bunch of stuff in there that you can try out. There's a different brand, isn't it? Again?
Yeah, this is a different brand. This one is a bit more expensive. Not still the end of the world. It's €26, but at least it has 21 reviews, and they're all just about good.
9 out of 10. Yeah.
So
maybe the one that didn't is pretty much somebody that freaking got a dead unit or some shit.
let's have a Come on, load the comments.
Yeah, no problem, brother. I just, I honestly would, with Eclipse, that's a steep hill to climb unless you start getting into the gimmicks and shit. Then you also start running into the limitations of where you hide all the equipment and so on and so forth, because obviously this runs a thick-ass SCART cable up one side of it, and HDMI with the power that needs to come to it from the other side that comes out. So then you got a power supply thing somewhere that you got to plug into the wall, so you got to consider all that nonsense as well.
Yeah. Oh, so the worst one is 1 3-star, where it's probably sort of like expensive for what it does or something like that. But it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty soon you'll have something wanted, because it'll be the only thing that... Well, then again, no, not with a BeoCenter 2. Because it plays DVDs, and everything plays a DVD just about now.
And it plays them better than the BeoCenter 2 does, just because of the fact that it upscales now and whatever, right? Like the digital processing now in those devices is much ahead of time than what it is inside that BeoCenter 2 socket unit. And like the digital audio or digital broadcast doesn't work here. The digital radio. So,
if you haven't followed us yet on Twitch, go follow us on Twitch. How long have we... Oh, we've been on YouTube for 20 minutes. You got 10 minutes extra. Goodbye, YouTube.